Have you ever felt like you were living for someone else? Trapped in the expectations of your parents, your friends, society, even your past self, wearing a mask just to get through the day? What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and happiness is your fear of being disliked? This isn't some clickbait line. It's the raw, uncomfortable truth behind one of the most quietly powerful books I've ever read. The Courage to be Disliked by Ichiro, Kishimi, and Fumitake, Koga. This book doesn't scream, it whispers, but what it says can break you open in the best way. Here's the line that stayed with me. The world is simple. Life is simple, and we make it complicated by trying to be liked. Let that sink in. How much of your energy goes into being liked? From how you dress, to what you post, to the things you say, just to avoid conflict. But what happens when the desire to be liked becomes the reason you don't to even like yourself? Mark Manson, the best-selling author of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a calls this book one of the most liberating reads he's ever picked up. Why? Because it doesn't try to fix you, it tries to free you. Now, let me share the 5 quotes from this book that hit me the hardest, and how they expose the truth behind some of my daily struggles. All problems are interpersonal relationship problems. At first, I disagreed. I thought, what about money, anxiety, or failure? But when I looked deeper, I saw the pattern. My stress at work, it was tied to what others thought of me. My anxiety, tied to how I might be judged. Even my fear of failure, tied to how failure would make me look. So almost every problem I had started with how I related to people, or rather, how I feared their opinion. Second, you are not the past. You are the person you choose to be now. We love to use the past as a shield, as a reason why we can't change. I used to say, I've always been shy, or that's just how I am. But those were excuses I'd memorized. The truth, I was choosing the familiar pain of the past because change felt scarier than suffering. This book shattered that mindset. Third, freedom is being disliked by other people. That one scared me because, like most people, I grew up being told to be kind, to be liked, to get along. But nobody told me the price of that might be losing myself. True freedom, the book says, begins when you stop performing, when you're okay with not being understood, when you stop bending yourself into shapes that make others comfortable. Fourth, happiness is the feeling of contribution. Not success, not popularity, not being the best, just giving something that matters. I used to chase numbers, views, likes, followers, but the happiest I've ever been was when I made someone feel seen, or when I helped without expecting anything back. This quote reminded me, meaning is greater than metrics. And fifth, anger is something you choose. This one challenged me deeply because I believed that anger was automatic, that when someone disrespected me, my rage was justified. But the book taught me something else, that anger is often a mask, a way to manipulate others, a form of control. I started watching my anger more closely. Most times, it wasn't about the moment, it was about my ego, and that self-awareness changed how I respond. Now, let me tell you how this book affected me personally. It didn't just give me ideas, it gave me permission. It's permission to stop trying to impress people, to stop chasing validation, to stop explaining myself to people who never tried to understand me. For the first time, I started choosing peace over approval, authenticity over performance. And yes, it was uncomfortable, but slowly, it became freedom. Here's how I apply it daily in small, honest ways. I say no without guilt. I stop explaining my boundaries. I speak even when my voice shakes. I remind myself that not everyone needs to understand my choices for them to be valid. I've unfollowed people who drained my energy. I don't apologize for liking the things I like. And when I feel judged, I remind myself that their opinion is not a mirror of my worth. It's not perfect. Every day, I choose courage over comfort. And that's enough. So why is this book underrated? Because it's not flashy. It's not filled with 10-step programs or catchy acronyms. It's a quiet conversation between a philosopher and a student. And yet every page is a mirror. Every chapter, an invitation to stop lying to yourself. This book isn't loud, but if you listen closely, it will challenge everything you thought you knew about happiness, trauma, identity, and freedom. How can this help you? If you overthink every message, if you change your personality depending on who you're with, if you can't stop replaying the past, if you feel invisible even when you're surrounded by people, then this book is for you. It won't hand you answers, but it will help you ask better questions. Questions like, what kind of life would I live if I wasn't afraid of being disliked? What would I choose if I didn't owe anyone an explanation? How would I live if I finally believed that I was enough? And now, I want to leave you with this. You will be misunderstood. You will be criticized. You will be disliked. And that's okay. Because the goal isn't to be liked by everyone. It's to be loved by the right people and, most importantly, by yourself. So take the risk. Disappoint others if it means staying true to yourself. Stand tall when they talk. Smile when they judge. Speak even when your voice trembles. The courage to be disliked is really the courage to be free. If this spoke to you, read the book. Don't rush through it. Sit with it. Let it challenge you, okay? And if you want more stories, reflections, and deep dives like this, subscribe. Not because you want to be liked, but because you're ready to live. Thank you for listening. And remember, you are not your past. You are who you choose to be now.